All right, so we are live on all platforms, and we are going to talk about how cookies lead to failure. Now, this conversation is going to bring some things that you might not expect because, I don't know about you, but I love cookies. I really love cookies. And of course, what I mean by failure is I'm not talking about putting on some extra weight. That's not the kind of failure I'm talking about. I'm talking about you not being able to create the momentum that you need in order for you to design the life that you really want to design. And that is what this conversation is all about, is because, see, friends, the cookies that I'm talking about is the cookies that we have like in our inner world, like, and they operate just like the cookies that we have on the internet. So when you get onto a website the first time that you've ever been on, they ask you, this little pop-up shows up and says, hey, is it okay for you to accept cookies from this website? Right now, what if we had that opportunity to have certain energies or vibrations come into our lives whenever we enter into a different arena, or we meet somebody, or something that pops up and says, hey, this is what you're actually getting entangled in, and we are giving you the option of whether you're going to allow this to come into your life or not. See, because the cookies, once the cookies get into your browser, that cookie follows you everywhere that you go, and then they're able to track you and send you advertisements later, right? So what if we were able to do that and really get intentional about what we allow into our inner world? Like, you understanding that the television is planting cookies inside of your mind, right? The movies that you watch, they are all, friends, couple movies that I'd highly recommend that you watch. First one is this Focus, with Will Smith. And it really talks about how you can install things into people's minds to get them to do what they want, to get you to do what they want. And the other one is Experimenter, which is actually a movie about a documentary about authority figures, right? So what's really important is that you take ownership of what you allow into your mind, right? Just like if we go onto a certain website and that option pops up and says allow cookies from this website, what would you be like if you could, like, literally, you can literally put a cloak around you when you're going in to watch a movie and say, whether or not I'm going to allow this into my unconscious mind or not, because there is reasons things are called networks and channels and programming and stuff like that. Because, friends, there's the world, consumerism is what makes this world go round. And if we are in a state of anger, or are we in a state of fear, we are going to want to consume more, right? And I go back to when I was in kindergarten, and I remember this guy coming in and talking about subliminal messages, and he showed us a whiskey glass and all the subliminal messages that were encoded within the ice cubes of that whiskey glass. I was 5 years old when I seen this, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And since then, I have become obsessed with understanding how people are seduced to believe things that are not true, right? Like, this is what I'm in hypnosis, master therapist, all these different things, is because if we don't understand influence, it's being used on us, right? So be very discerning into what cookies you are allowing into your mind. I'll share a story with you, because the other part that's important is, so we've all heard the story when we get sick, right? What's the first thing they tell us to do, right? Go get rest. Go get rest. And we don't think of this when we are in different physiological states. Say, for example, when we go to the grocery store hungry, okay? When we go to the grocery store hungry, we are in an unresourceful state, and we end up making really inappropriate choices, like buying a bunch of cookies, right? Because we want that feeling inside of us to go away ASAP, as soon as possible. So we buy sugary stuff that's no good for us. Our eyeballs are way bigger than our appetite, and we end up making some really, really, really inappropriate choices, right? So the point I'm saying all this is that understanding what states you're in, using discernment on when to make choices that are going to make the biggest impact in your life, right? Like, even me going to the grocery store today, I understand that when I go to the grocery store, that it's not wise for me to do it when I'm hungry, or when I'm tired, or just in an unresourceful state, because I end up buying stuff that I end up throwing out later, right? So what if you decided to do this in other areas of your life? Because when we are in unresourceful states, we are very, very, very vulnerable, right? And there's actually ways that you can put people into vulnerable states by getting them out of the state they're in by saying something that triggers a fear or anger inside of them, right? So, what are you being tempted by? Right? What are you being tempted by? Because the more we want to look outside of ourselves in order to make ourselves feel whole, the more we are giving our outer world power over us, right? So this is why this is really, really important, is understanding what are you investing into your life, right? Now I'm going to be teaching a master here in not quite an hour. You can access that by going to the masteringpotentialclass.com, and I'm going to be taking a workshop where I show you how to ace your life, right? Like how to access your superhuman resourcefulness, your sourcefulness, right? Create the life that you want by design rather than by default, and expand into the areas of unlimited potential, right? That's what ACE stands for: is access, create, and expand into unlimited possibilities. I'm going to be teaching that masterclass at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight. Highly recommend you go there. You can access it by going to masteringpotentialclass.com, and that will be the direct webinar link that you can sign up for it there. And I have lots and lots of gifts to give away there, because I'm literally looking for people that are serious about making 2022 the best year of their life. And I am making available the potential code. The potential code is my baby that I've spent decades, over a decade, working on this course. And I'm making it available tonight, along with some other amazing gifts that I'm going to be offering. So I would love to have you be there at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we're going to go over some amazing things and show you how to ace your life and your business, and everything that you want to make 2022 the most extraordinary year of your life. It's, friends, understanding failure and success are nothing more than unconscious strategies. And I'm doing all I can to support as many people that are willing to support themselves and get into creating different strategies so that they are able to design their life intentionally rather than doing it by default. Because, see, friends, understand our life is perfectly designed to get the results that we're getting. So if you want different results, you're going to have to come up with different strategies in order for you to be aligned with the result that you want. So get over to masteringpotentialclass.com, and I will be there in about 50 minutes. And I appreciate you being here. But this cookie is going to be the cookie that will feed you and make amazing things happen for you. So I look forward to seeing you in the class. And until then, my friend, live like your life depends on it, because it does. Be blessed. Have a great evening.